Hello, naririnig na ba? Ba? Wait.
Oo,
Hello?
kasi putol-putol. Ayan, okay na.
Okay na.
Yes.
Wait lang. Okay, so let's start. So, good morning mga ading. Our topic for today is about merchandising. So, let's start. Merchandising operations. So, merchandising is a business activity of buying and selling of goods. So, we don't give services here, or we don't do the goods that we are selling. It's just that we will be selling goods pero bibilihin muna natin siya bago maibenta kasi wala naman tayong maibebenta kung hindi tayo bibili muna. So, sa madaling salita, ang merchandising operation is like a sari-sari store. So, parang example, your mom or your dad will buy things first that are needed for the sari-sari store. Then, tutubuan nyo ng konti. Then, dun kayo kumikita. So the goods that a merchandising company sells to its customers are called merchandise inventory or simply inventory. So yung tawag natin doon sa stocks na nilalagay sa sari-sari store is formally in accounting we call it inventory or merchandise inventory. Inventories are reported in the financial statements as a current assets. Okay, so we have some examples of merchandising operations. So, meron tayong groceries, department store, yung mga official merchandise online, meron ring appliance centers. So, when your company is buying goods before you sell those goods, that's what we call a merchandising operations. So, in this discussion of merchandising operations, hindi natin i-discuss ang operating cycle. The operating cycle of a merchandising operations goes like this. Siyempre, yung company has a cash. In order for them to sell something, siyempre, bibilhin muna natin yung mga kailangan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na purchases or purchase transactions. So, pag meron na tayong purchase transaction, we will now have our merchandise inventory. Yung merchandise inventory na yon, yun yung goods na ibebenta mo. So, ibebenta mo siya usually on account. So, nagkakaroon naman tayo ng tinatawag na sales transaction. After ng sales transaction, usually on account siya. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng accounts receivable. Yung accounts receivable, syempre, i-collect natin yon and magiging cash ulit siya. So, meron ulit tayong cash and the operating cycle goes on and on. So, baka nalilito kayo sa credit sales. Pag sinabi natin credit sales, ibig sabihin sales on account. Ibig sabihin isa siyang accounts receivable transaction. So let's take a look at this more simple diagram. So it looks like this. It starts with cash and inventory from a purchase transaction, and then they will undergo a sales transaction on account. So there is an accounts receivable, and then i-collect natin ulit siya, so meron ulit tayong cash, and the cycle goes on and on again. So parang mas simple yung ganitong operating cycle. Pero yung isa mas detailed siya. Next is, so before we formally discuss anything about selling and purchasing, kailangan muna nating malaman what is a gross invoice price. So in accounting for merchandising operations, we always record the gross invoice price in the books. Merchandises are always quoted in the original price called list price. So usually, you will be given a so-called list price. So ito yung original price. However, there will be deductions. Deductions are given by the seller to encourage the buyer to buy more, called trade discounts. So, tinatawag natin yon na trade discount. So, si list price minus trade discount is equal to gross invoice price pag nag-record tayo ng sales or transaction. Example, may example tayo dito. Wait lang. Nakikita ba? Nakikita ba, guys?
Yes po.
Okay, so number 1, find the amount that will be recorded in the books of Jimin Trading regarding their purchase of merchandise listed as 6,000 pesos and is given a trade discount of 20%. So, yung list price niya daw is 6,000. Tapos, less trade discount. So, 20% yung trade discount niya. 6,000 times 20% equals 1,200. Tama ba? 1,200. So, 6,000 minus 1,200 is 4,800. So, yun yung gross invoice price niya. Paano naman kapag dalawa yung trade discount na binigay? So, number 2, find the amount that will be recorded in the books of Jimin Trading regarding their purchase of merchandise listed as 7,000 and is given chain discounts of 30% and 25%. So, yung list price niya daw is 7,000. Tapos, yung first na trade discount niya, times mo siya sa 30%. 30%. So, ano siya? 2,100. So, 7,000 minus 2,100 is 4,900. So, meron pa siyang isa pang trade discount at 25%. So, ang kukuhanan mo ng 25% is yung 4,900 na. Kasi naibawas mo na yung 30% dun sa 7,000. So, 4,900 times 25% is 1,225. Tama ba? Oo, tama. So, 4,900 minus 1,225 is 3,675. So, meron din tayong shortcut dito para makuha yung 4,800. Pwede siyang 6,000 i-times mo agad siya sa 80%. Kasi yung 20% na discount, 100% minus 20% is 80%. So, makukuha mo din is 4,800. Di mo na kailangan minus pa sa 6,000 minus 1,200 ka na. So, i-times mo siya agad sa 80. Kung saan kayo comfortable na gawin, yun yung gawin nyo. Pero nung ako, tina-times ko siya agad sa 80 para hindi na ako mag-minus. Dito, pwede din siyang 7,000 times 100 minus 30 is 70%. 70% times mo ulit sa 100 minus 25 is 75%. Yun. So, yun yung pagkuha ng gross invoice price. So, balik tayo sa PowerPoint. Wait lang. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa example ng gross invoice price. Let us now proceed to sales transaction. In a sales transaction, the legal ownership of goods is transferred from the seller of the goods to the buyer of the merchandise. This is technically transfer of legal ownership. So when we say sales transaction, when someone buys merchandise, the legal ownership is transferred. So example, when you purchase a flat screen television from an appliance center, appliance center first had the ownership of the television when they bought it from the supplier. The appliance center then sells to you the television and transfer the ownership to you in the sales transaction. So kapag nabili mo na yung flat screen TV at nabayadan mo na, the legal ownership of goods is transferred from the seller, which is the appliance center, to you, the buyer or the customer. So, always remember, sa mga sales transaction, revenue is earned each time a sale is made. Kumbaga sa merchandising operation is kumikita tayo kapag tayo ay nakakabenta. Next is sales can be accepted in cash or on account. So, yun yung sinabi ko kanina, pwedeng debit cash kung cash ang na-receive or debit accounts receivable kung on account yung transaction. When goods are sold on account, the terms of payment must be specified on the invoice. So, ano ba yung invoice na yan? So, yung invoice po, yun po yung naglalaman ng details of sale. Ang tawag po doon is sales invoice. Kumbaga, pag bumili yung buyer sa supplier ng merchandise, bibigyan siya ng sales invoice. Nandun po yung lahat ng detalye ng kailangan niyang bayadan, kailan yung due date, meron bang cash discount na involved, mga ganon. So, this term of payment is called the credit term. So, ano ba itong mga terms na nandito? So, para siyang mga fractions. So, let's find out. When sales or sold on account, binibigyan si buyer ng terms of payment. So, for example, is ang binigay na payment is 2/10 and over 30. Ibig sabihin, meron kang 2% discount pag nagbayad ka ng within 10 days. Pero yung deadline ng payment mo is within 30 days. Sa 2/15, 5/10, and 60, ano siya, meron kang 2% discount pag nagbayad ka within 15 days. Pag nagbayad ka naman within 10 days, meron kang 5% discount. Pero yung deadline niya is 60 days. So, sa credit term, the earlier na magbayad ka, the higher the discount. Pag sinabi namang 5/10 and EOM, pag nagbayad ka within 10 days, meron kang 5 discount, but the deadline of payment is EOM means end of the month. Sales, whether in cash or on account, are sometimes returned to the seller because of wrong color, wrong size, inferior quality, and many other reasons. So, nagkakaroon po tayo minsan ng ganyan. Binabalik natin kay seller kasi hindi tayo satisfied or mali yung na-deliver na color or yung size or may konting damage, mga ganon. So, gagamit po tayo ng tinatawag na sales returns and allowances. Sales returns are merchandise returned to the seller which implies cancellation of sale. So, pag sinabing sales return, it is a cancellation of sale. So, ibabalik mo yung bayad ni buyer. Sales allowances are granted to customers if customers keep the merchandise although unsatisfied with what they bought. So, sa sales allowances naman, hindi siya na-cancel. Magkakaroon lang siya ng allowances. We use the accounts, sales returns, and allowances to record these types of transactions. So, yan yung account title na gagamitin natin pag mag-record tayo ng sales returns and allowances. So, meron tayong panibagong example for sales returns and allowances. Nakikita niyo po ba?
Yes po.
Okay. So, sa April 1, sold merchandise to Jenny Company with a price of 12,000 pesos cash on delivery. So, ang journal entry natin, nagkaroon tayo ng cash kasi nagbenta tayo. Cash, debit cash, 12,000. And credit sales, 12,000. Sa April 2 naman, sold merchandise to Jisoo Company with a price of 8,000 pesos, terms 2/10 and over 30. So, meron tayong on account siya. So, accounts receivable, debit accounts receivable. 8,000. And credit sales, 8,000. Sa April 5 naman, Jenny returned 3,000 pesos worth of defective merchandise. Cash refund was granted. So, ito yung sinasabi natin sa sales returns and allowances. Return, ibig sabihin, binalik niya ang 3,000. Sales returns and allowances. And allow 3,000. And so naglabas ka ng pera, ibig sabihin credit cash kasi nagbalik ka ng 3,000 pesos. Tama ba? Okay, so sa April 11 naman, Jisoo Company paid their account balances. So ito yon, yung sa April 2, yung accounts receivable. Babayadan niya na daw. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong, ay hindi. Kailangan muna nating makita yung sa terms niya pala. Kung within 10 days siya. So April 11 siya, April 2 siya bumili, April 11 siya nagbayad. So pasok siya sa 10 days. So meron siyang sales discount. Ang sales discount niya, wait lang. Sales discount niya is 8,000. 8,000 times natin sa 2%. 2% equals, ano yan? Equals 8,000 times 2%, 160. So, kapag i-ano natin siya, i-record natin siya, meron tayong cash na 8,000 minus 160 na sales discount, 7,840. Ano mo yung sales discount? I-record mo siya. 160 kasi 8,000 times 2%. And credit accounts receivable. Credit AR na lang. Na 8,000. So, ganun siya. Ganun yung sales transaction. Ganun yung pag-journal entries ng sales transaction. So, let's go back sa PowerPoint. So, kanina ang pinag-usapan natin is yung point of view ng nagbebenta. So, ngayon naman is ang point of view naman ng bibili. Siyempre, wala naman tayong ibebenta kung hindi tayo bibili. So, purchases, the cash collected by the merchandising entity will then be used to purchase goods that will be selling by the firm. Merchandising entities need to purchase inventory in order to be able to sell and gain profit. So, oh no. So, ang isang purchase transaction, isa din siyang sales transaction. Kasi bibili lang din. Yun nga lang, ang point of view dito is, sa purchases is yung company na ngayon, yung buyer. So, ay hindi. Wait lang. Meron tayong ano pala dito. Sa purchases din. Journal entry. Para ma-differentiate natin yung journal entry ng sales and ng purchases. So, May 1, purchase merchandise from M Company amounting to 15,000 cash on delivery. So, kanina, pag may bumili sa'yo, debit cash, credit sales. Ngayon, pag bibili ka naman, syempre maglalabas ka ng pera. Debit purchases na 15,000 and credit cash 15,000. May 2, purchase merchandise to Kim Company amounting to 6,000 terms 5/10 and EOM and over EOM. So ano siya? Tawag doon? On account. On account siya, ibig sabihin debit purchases na 6,000 and credit accounts payable. So sa sales transaction kanina, debit accounts receivable and credit sales. So dito sa purchases naman is debit purchases, credit accounts payable. So parang nabaliktad lang siya. May 7, Lisa returned 3,000 pesos worth of merchandise to M Company. Cash refund was granted. So, parang parehas lang din doon. Debit cash na 3,000. And credit purchase purchase returns and allowances na 3,000 din. So, kung kanina, debit, sales, returns, and allowances, credit, cash. Ngayon, debit, cash, credit, purchase, returns, and allowances. Next is May 10, Lisa paid their account balance to Kim Company. So, nagbayad na si Lisa, which is nung, kailan yan? May 2. May 2 siya nagbayad. So, titignan natin kung pasok siya sa 10 days. So, pasok siya. So, meron siyang 5% discount. Paano makuha yung 5% discount? 6,000 times 5%. Times 5%. So, ganyan makukuha. Meron tayong debit cash. Tama ba? Ay, hindi. Debit accounts payable. Kasi babayadan mo na pala. 6,000. Tapos, credit cash na 5,700. And my purchase discount ka since pasok yung trade discount. Purchase discount na, wait lang. Dito na 5,000. Tapos, purchase discount na 300. So, ganyan siya. Ganyan yung purchase transaction. So, yun yung pagkakaiba ng sales and purchase. So, meron tayo dito kung paano naman kumuha ng net sales at net purchases. So, meron tayong problem. Gab company has gross sales of 400,000, sales discount of 10,000, and sales returns and allowances of 12,000. Also, Gab has purchase worth 200,000 inventory, purchase discount of 8,000, and purchase returns and allowances of 5,000. So, ganito lang siya. Ganito lang yung formula on how to get net sales and net purchases. Gross sales, 400,000. Less 10,000 na sales discount and sales return na 12,000. So, ang net sales natin is 378,000. Yan, ganun lang siya. Sa purchases naman, nag-purchase ka ng inventory na 200,000. Meron kang purchase discount na 8,000. Purchase returns and allowances na 5,000. And ang net purchases mo ay 187,000. So, ganyan lang siya, yung net sales and net purchases, kung paano siya kunin. Balik tayo sa PowerPoint. Next. Yan, tapos na natin yan. So, we come now to the merchandise transportation. Okay, so sometimes, si buyer na bibili ng merchandise is from medyo far away location. So, minsan, hindi natin maiiwasan yon. For example, the buyer is here in Pangasinan and the seller is in Quezon City, or sometimes yung mga trusted suppliers is hindi nearby sa kanilang place of factories or place of location or yung kanilang selling area. So, hindi natin maiiwasan na magkakaroon tayo ng merchandise transportation. So, ito yung mga examples ng merchandise transportation. Pwede siyang through land, sea, or air. So, first, we will discuss different terminologies na makakatulong in recording merchandise transaction relative to merchandise transportation. And syempre, dun din sa buying and selling of transactions ng mga goods. So, the first two terms na kailangan nating malaman is the FOB shipping point and the FOB destination. So, lagi nating tatandaan pag FOB shipping point, the ownership or the title and the merchandise will pass to the buyer at the point of transit. Ibig sabihin, matatawag ni buyer na kanya na yung merchandise habang nasa biyahe yung merchandise. So, kunwari is nasa biyahe na yung eroplano na may dala ng merchandise. Then, unfortunately is nag-crash yung airplane na yun. Si buyer yung may loss kasi naipasa na sa kanya yung ownership ng merchandise. Dahil nga pag FOB shipping point, title will pass to the buyer in transit. So, ano naman ng difference ng FOB destination point? Pag FOB destination naman, the ownership or the title of the merchandise will only be passed to the buyer pag dumating na sa kanya. So kung sakali Hello, nadidinig na ba ako?
Yes po.
Okay. So, balik tayo. Nasaan na ba ako? Nawala. Nasaan na ba ako? Sa FOB destination point. So, pag FOB destination point naman, the ownership or the title of the merchandise will only be passed to the buyer pag dumating na sa kanya. So, kung sakali ulit na yung eroplano na nagdadala ng merchandise is nag-crash, unfortunately, sino magkakaroon ng loss sa merchandise na dala ng airplane? Si seller kasi hindi pa kay buyer yung merchandise goods na yun unless nakuha niya na. So, si seller pa din yun pag nasa biyahe pa lang. Pag FOB destination. Okay. Wait lang. Next slide. So, this time, i-apply natin dito sa exercise na to. Who is the owner by December 31? Bakit by December 31? Siyempre, nagre-report tayo sa statement of financial position ng inventories, di ba? Kaso, hindi natin alam kung isasama na natin to or hindi pa. Kung atin na ba to or hindi pa. Dapat, kung dapat ba siya na ilagay na sa balance sheet or hindi pa. So, depende siya sa shipping terms kung dapat ba natin siyang i-record, kung dapat ba siyang mag-appear na siya sa ating balance sheet. Number 1, goods shipped FOB shipping point on December 28, received by the buyer on December 30. So, na-ship siya ng December 28 at na-receive siya ng December 30. Ibig sabihin kay buyer na siya kaagad. Kasi FOB shipping point. Number 2, goods shipped FOB shipping point on December 28 received by the buyer on January 3. So, kunwari is December 31 na ngayon, wala pa sa'yo yung goods kasi sa January 3 mo pa siya makukuha. Pero na-ship na siya nung December 28. So, kanino kanina yun, kay buyer or kay seller? Tama, kay buyer siya. Kay buyer siya kahit hindi niya pa nakukuha kasi FOB shipping point 'pag, um, pagka na-transport na kay buyer na yun kaagad kahit hindi niya pa nakukuha. Number 3, goods shipped FOB destination on December 28, received by the buyer on December 30. So, FOB destination 'pag na-receive na ni buyer ng December 30. So, mare-record niya na ng December 31 na sa kanya kasi nasa kanya na yun ng December 30. Kay buyer. Wait lang. Number 4, goods shipped FOB destination on December 28, received by the buyer on January 3. So, kanino siya? December 28 na ship siya at na-receive ni buyer ng January 3. So, sa December 31, hindi niya pa nakukuha yun. Ibig sabihin, kay seller pa din yun kasi FOB destination. So, para mas madali nating matandaan yung difference ng FOB shipping point at FOB destination, ganito ang gagawin natin. FOB shipping point, title is passed to the buyer at the point of shipping or in transit. So, ibig sabihin, sabi ni buyer sa biniling merchandise is, malayo ka pa lang, alam kong akin ka na. O, di ba? Ang corny. Corny ng FOB shipping point. Pero mas corny si FOB destination kasi title is passed to the buyer only when the buyer receives the goods purchased. So, ang sasabihin ni buyer sa biniling merchandise pag FOB destination, mas corny siya sa FOB shipping point kasi sabi niya, maghihintay ako hanggang pwede na kitang tawaging akin. Okay, so corny silang dalawa. Dapat, tandaan nyo yan para mas maintindihan nyo yung FOB shipping point at FOB destination. Sa ganyang paraan, hindi na kayo malilito sa ganyang kakornihan. Okay, so I hope you clearly understood kung ano yung pagkakaiba nilang dalawa. So, the next term that we should know is freight prepaid versus freight collect. So, ganito lang yan. Pag freight prepaid, si seller ang nagre-remit ng bayad. Pag freight collect naman, si buyer yung nagre-remit ng bayad sa freight company. Ganun lang yon. Simple lang siya. Freight prepaid is si seller, freight collect is si buyer. And then, another two terms that we need to know is freight in and freight out. So, ito yung mga terms na ginagamit natin sa accounting records. So, ito, mga account titles to. Pag freight in po, yun po yung account na ginagamit po natin pag si buyer po ang nagbayad ng freight charges. Buyer pays for the freight charges. It is an adjunct account to purchases and thus added as cost of inventory in bringing it to its present location and condition. So, ina-add siya sa cost of inventory. Hindi po siya expense ng isang buyer yung ginastos niya for delivery. However, ina-add siya sa cost ng inventory. Freight out naman, si seller ang nagbayad ng freight charges. So, siya yung sumagot. ng gastos. Seller pays for the freight charges. It is recorded by the seller as an operating expense under the selling expenses line item. So, gastos po siya ni seller. So, expense po siya. So, always remember, freight in, si buyer ang nagbayad. Freight out, si seller ang nagbayad. So, it is an operating expense pag si seller. So, meron tayong example dito. Actually, last example na to. ABC Company purchased merchandise worth 15,000 pesos with terms 5/10 and 30. Free charges paid by ABC amounts to 3,000 pesos. So, ang journal entry natin dito, nag-purchase ka. So, meron kang purchases. Purchases na 15,000. Free charges paid by ABC amounts to 3,000. So, si ABC ang nagbayad. Meron tayong account title na freight in 3,000. And accounts payable 15,000. Cash, naglabas tayo ng cash for the freight charges na 3,000. So, ganyan yung journal entry niya. Pag si buyer ang nag-shoulder ng freight charges. Number 2, DEF Company sold merchandise priced at 8,000 pesos with terms 2/10 and over 30. Freight charges paid by DEF amounts to 2,000 and will not be reimbursed by the buyer. So, meron tayong debit, accounts receivable. Wait lang. Debit accounts receivable ng 8,000. So, since si seller, si DEF, siya yung seller, kasi siya yung nagbenta. So, siya ang nag-shoulder ng freight charges. Meron tayong freight out na 2,000. And credit sales. Meron kang sales kasi meron kang nabenta na 8,000. And nagbayad ka ng freight charge. So, meron cash. Naglabas na ng cash na 2,000. So, yun po. Yun po yung example ng journal entry for the freight in and freight out. So, yun, hanggang dito na lang muna yung sa merchandising. Sa next meeting natin is merchandising pa din. Yun. I'm done. Naintindihan nyo ba, mga ating? Hello? Hello? Ay, may nag-chat. Okay. So, ano na yung i-announce ko? Nung last Tuesday, hindi tayo nag-meet. So, kailangan natin siyang i-makeup class. Anong gusto nyong araw ng pag-makeup class? Okay lang ba ang Saturday sa inyo? Pwede kayong mag-unmute. Anong oras yung NSTP niya? Hmm, 8 to 11. Sa hapon, sa tingin niyo ba, meron ba kayong gagawin ng hapon? Kasi kailangan natin i-makeup class yung Tuesday na hindi natin na-meet. 11 to 2. Kayo ang magbigay ng time kung anong convenient sa inyo. Okay lang ba ang 2 to 3 or 3 to 4? Kayo na lang mamili. Two to 3, okay lang ba sa inyo kay RV, kay Michael, at kay Joanne? Para alam natin. Okay, kay RV at kay Michael, okay lang po ba sa inyo? 2 to 3, Saturday. Okay. So, yun lang, guys. Sana may natutunan kayo for today about merchandising, and mas dadagdagan pa ang merchandising sa Saturday for our makeup class. So, let's open our cameras para sa attendance natin for today. Hala, na-record ko ba to? Paki-open na lang po ang ating cameras. Ay, wait lang. Wait lang, naglalag ang aking laptop. Wait lang. Stop share. Ay, hindi pa pala ako naka-open. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ba't yung dalawang lalaki, hindi sila nag-o-open cam? Wait lang, papaste ko lang. Wala, hindi na mag-o-open yung dalawa. Final na ba yan? Okay, Waki. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much. Hala, umiingay na yung mga aso namin. Thank you so much, guys. God bless us all.